The last transmission. They thought nothing could move in the Arctic silence, but one night, the horizon moved, and a weather station vanished beneath the ice. In the farthest corner of the Arctic Circle, where daylight fades for months, stood Outpost Epsilon 3. 6 researchers, one purpose: to record the weather no one else could reach. For years, the outpost transmitted data with mechanical precision: temperature, pressure, wind speed, nothing unusual. Until the night everything changed. At 2:47 a.m., headquarters received a broken transmission, static distortion, then a voice almost lost in the noise. "The horizon is moving." 3 words, then silence. At first, command assumed a malfunction, maybe a solar flare or damaged equipment, but the log showed no interference, no spikes, no reason for that much static. When engineers replayed the recording, they heard something beneath the noise. A deep vibration, like distant thunder rolling under ice. Except there were no storms that night. 3 days later, a supply plane was sent to investigate. From the air, the pilot saw only white. Not snow, not frost, but a smooth layer of ice that reflected light like glass. Every building, every antenna, every trace of human presence, sealed inside a perfect shell. The rescue team landed 12 kilometers away. As they approached, their compasses drifted. Digital clocks froze, then jumped forward by seconds. Time itself felt unstable. When they reached the outpost, they found no wind, no sound, just a hollow stillness. Doors hung open, coffee mugs frozen mid-sip, paperwork trapped beneath a thin sheet of frost, a chair half fallen, suspended before it hit the ground. It was as if the world had stopped the moment that message was sent. In the communications room, one light still blinked. Power, somehow, still active. There was one final recording. Timestamp. Exactly 1 minute after the words, "The horizon is moving." The file contained 7 seconds of sound. Low, rhythmic, like something enormous breathing beneath the ice. Then a tone, sharp, metallic, repeating at perfect intervals. And then, silence. Later, researchers matched that tone to a seismic pattern, not from above the surface, but from deep beneath it, something moving far below the crust. The official report blamed a catastrophic environmental event. They said the ice shelf collapsed, that the team was flash frozen in seconds. But geologists disagreed. There were no fractures, no signs of collapse, no displaced ice, just flawless, mirror-like stillness, as if the ground had grown around the station overnight. Months later, satellite archives revealed something stranger. In images taken days before the event, faint distortions appeared on the horizon. Not clouds, not light refraction. The ground itself seemed to rise and fall, bending upward like a slow wave. Each day the distortion grew stronger, until the final frame, when it consumed the entire image. After that, nothing. Some believe "the horizon is moving" wasn't a metaphor, that something vast beneath the ice had awakened, that the horizon itself, the line dividing earth and sky, was never fixed, only sleeping. Others call it mass hallucination, magnetic interference, isolation sickness. But that doesn't explain the signal, the pulse still echoing beneath miles of frozen rock. And it doesn't explain why, weeks later, seismic stations hundreds of miles away detected that same pattern, repeating at the exact same intervals. The recordings were classified, the files sealed, but fragments leaked. Technicians who heard them describe a deep, slow rhythm, like a heartbeat buried inside the planet, and at the very end, a breath, not human, something vast exhaling once and going silent again. Today, Outpost Epsilon 3 remains trapped under layers of ice thicker than steel. No one has gone back, no heat signatures, no signals, nothing. Yet every few months, satellites detect faint bursts from that same location, each one lasting exactly 3 seconds, each one occurring at 2:47 a.m., the exact moment of the last transmission. Perhaps the horizon was never supposed to move. Perhaps the line between what is above and what sleeps below was meant to stay still. Because when it shifts, when it stirs, everything we know begins to fracture. Maybe that's why the outpost froze, not because of the cold, but because something ancient demanded silence. The last message wasn't a warning, it was a description. The horizon is moving, and somewhere beneath the endless white, it still is.